Hello and a very good evening. You're watching the news at 6 on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Here are the headlines. India gains entry into the elite Wassenaar arrangement as the 42nd entrant of the group. It will be at par with signatories of the Non-Proliferation Treaty. The move also improves its chances of entering the National Suppliers Group. Indian death row prisoner in Pakistan, Kulbhushan Jadhav, to be allowed to meet his wife and mother on December 25th. Pakistani government assures safety of the two visitors. BJP releases its vision document for Gujarat, promises something for every section of the society while praising the development that has taken place over the last 5 years in the state. Delhi government cancels license of Max Hospital for alleged medical negligence. 3-member inquiry panel finds hospital guilty of not following prescribed norms in a case relating to the death of a premature baby. And Britain and the European Union reach a historic deal on the terms of the Brexit divorce agreement. Paves the way for the second phase of negotiations covering trade talks and a transition period. Well, in a crucial development for India, Wassenaar arrangement, a global multilateral arrangement on export controls for conventional weapons, has admitted India as its member. India will be the 42nd country of this coveted group, which China is yet to be a member of. This recognizes India as credible, a nation at par with an NPT signatory, hopefully easing the case of India's entry into the National Suppliers Group. Akhilesh Suman reports.
The elite export control regime, Wassenaar arrangement, will admit India as its newest member, a measure that will raise New Delhi's stature in non-proliferation while helping it to acquire critical technologies. The decision was taken at the 2-day plenary meeting of the grouping in Vienna. The United States, France, Russia took the lead in pushing forward India's case, with almost all members of the group supporting the proposal. Membership of the Wassenaar arrangement will give India access to dual-use technologies that can be used for both civil and military purposes in aerospace, telecommunications, navigation, computing, electronics, sensors and lasers. The Wassenaar arrangement plays a significant role in promoting transparency and responsibility in transfer of conventional arms and non-conventional arms. India can also help member nations by providing its own expertise.
It is desirable, very desirable, that India be inside such member groupings as a member, full-fledged member. And I think Wassenaar is in that direction, and it's a positive development. Now we have to see what kind of a contribution India can make when we talk about the regulation of technology and the export of military inventory items, so that India is seen as bringing something to the table.
The latest development will also help India's case to get NSG membership, which has not found much from China on the grounds that India is not an NPT country.
You see, I think the two are unrelated, you see, but when you join one, it does confirm your credentials, which we have proved time and again. I think last year we joined MTCR, this year we have joined Wassenaar arrangement. But the two are, of course, unrelated. We worked hard for this, and I think we continue to work hard for the other one as well.
The Wassenaar arrangement is the second group after MTCR, where India left China behind in getting a membership.
After MTCR, it is Wassenaar, and now it will come membership of Australia group. NSG will not be far behind because our diplomatic corps are at work consistently. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Sabha television with camera person Kamaljeet in Delhi.
Moving on now to some other big news. Indian death row prisoner in Pakistan, Kulbhushan Jadhav, will be allowed to meet his wife and mother on the 25th of December. The Pakistani Foreign Office said on Friday that a staff member from the Indian High Commission will also be present during the meeting. He reiterated that the decision to allow Jadhav to meet his family was taken on humanitarian grounds. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj tweeted that earlier Pakistan had agreed to allow only the wife of Kulbhushan Jadhav to meet him. But following India's request, the permission was also extended to his mother. Until a few months ago, Pakistan had repeatedly denied Indian consular access to Jadhav on the ground that it was not applicable in cases related to spies. Jadhav was sentenced to death by a Pakistani military court in April on charges of espionage and terrorism. On India's appeal, his execution was stayed by the International Court of Justice in May.
We are happy to note that Pakistan has also agreed to a request for mother to meet Mr. Jadhav that has been pending since April 2017. Pakistan government has also assured that it would ensure safety, security and well-being of the wife and the mother during their stay in Pakistan. They have also agreed that an Indian diplomat will be allowed to accompany the mother and the wife.
Well, let's now get you the latest from the poll-bound state of Gujarat. Well, the BJP released its election manifesto for Gujarat on Friday. Called the Vision Document, it entails what the party will do for the state over the next 5 years. While releasing the document, BJP leader and Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said his party was diligently working in the state, ensuring that Gujarat stays ahead in terms of development.
The BJP's vision document for Gujarat, released just a day before polling is to take place, hails the development that has happened over the last 5 years. The party claims that in the last 5 years, Gujarat has developed more than any other state in the country.
केवल एक राज्य है जिसका एवरेज ग्रोथ रेट 10% है। हम लोगों की परफॉर्मेंस है वो अपनी आंकड़ों में अपनी कहानी बतलाती। प्रयास हमारा ये रहेगा कि समस्त गुजरात को एक रखना और गुजरात की जनता के हर वर्ग की चिंता करना।
The vision document has something for every section of the society. For the youth of the state, the manifesto promises 1,000 crore rupees for various schemes for self-employment, skill development and startups. The party has also promised a better irrigation policy, higher education for women and better health services in the state.
It's a constitutional impossibility. यानी रिजर्वेशन बियॉन्ड 50%। तो कुछ वायदे ऐसे किए जो वित्तीय दृष्टि से, फाइनेंशियल दृष्टि से असंभव है।
The promises also include services like mohalla clinics and cheap medicines. The party has also promised smart villages, smart traffic system, metro rail in Surat and Vadodara and AC buses in all big towns. Seeming unimpressed, the vision document's relevance has been questioned by the Congress party. The Congress released its election manifesto last week, where it has promised reservation for the Patel community, MSP for crops, cheap petrol, diesel and power. The Congress party has also promised 25 lakh houses and schemes for single women. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi resumed campaigning in Gujarat for the second phase. Both leaders traded barbs at each other, with the Prime Minister accusing the Congress of craving only power and Rahul Gandhi accusing the BJP of releasing a hastily prepared election manifesto.
As Gujarat gears up for the first phase of voting on Friday, campaigning for the second phase of election on December 14th gathered momentum in the state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed rallies in Banaskantha and Kalol constituencies and again launched a scathing attack on the Congress, saying that the party only craves power. He also accused Gujarat Congress leaders of relaxing in resorts, while leaders of his party worked tirelessly in the relief operations after the floods hit the region this year.
કમર સુધી પાણીની અંદર ફરી ફરીને લોકોની સેવા કરતો હતો ત્યારે કોંગ્રેસ વાળા બેંગ્લોરમાં સ્વિમિંગ પુલમાં હિલોળા લેતા હતા. અમારું બનાસકાંઠા આખું પાણીમાં ડચકા ખાતું હતું ત્યારે એ स्विमिंग पूल में जबुकिया लेता था, जबुकिया।
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi too hit the campaign trail in Ranisar for the second phase. He called the BJP government arrogant and accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi for not addressing the issues of Gujarati farmers.
मोदी जी अमित शाह के बेटे जय शाह के भ्रष्टाचार के भी बारे में एक शब्द नहीं बोलेंगे। मोदी जी राफेल हवाई जहाज के बारे में भी एक शब्द नहीं बोलेंगे। आपको कपास के लिए कितना दाम मिलता है उसके बारे में भी मोदी जी कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे। मोदी जी सिर्फ ये बोलेंगे कि भाई और बहनों 100 साल राज होगा बीजेपी का गुजरात में।
89 seats of Saurashtra and South Gujarat regions with 977 candidates are in the fray as Gujarat goes to polls in the first phase of assembly election on Saturday. The second phase of the high-stakes election, with the BJP making a bid for a fifth term and the Congress attempting an electoral revival, will be held on the 14th of December. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the Election Commission has advised the government not to publicize GST rate cuts in poll-bound Gujarat as it could influence voters in the state. The EC, however, has allowed advertisements of a simplified tax procedure without mentioning any products and functionaries. The Commission has advised that advertisements on GST rate cuts can take place after the second phase is over on December 14th. Our correspondent Panchanan Mishra visited Talala Assembly seat in the Gir Somnath constituency to see the poll preparedness for the first phase of elections. 89 of the 182 seats of the State Assembly will vote in the first phase tomorrow.
Preparations for the first phase of polling, that is 9th of December, has been completed, and you can see behind me the security arrangements has been made. We are at one of the assembly seat. This is the name is Talala Assembly seat under Gir Somnath district, and you can see just behind my left side that many polling agents are there, and they are completing their work for 9th December, that is tomorrow's polling. EVM machines has been installed, and this is the first time that in Gujarat Assembly election the VVPAT system is being launched and is being used for the transparency for the voting system. And the Election Commission has ensured the security and also transparency in the system. And this is a very crucial election for all the political parties because 89 seats of Saurashtra, Kutch and South Gujarat are going to vote, and 19 districts are involved in it. And around 2 crore 12 lakh voters will exercise their franchisee. So it has to be seen that how the voting goes. But after all, it's very crucial for all the political parties. This Gujarat Assembly election 2017 may be a very, you can say, definitive for all the political parties. In Talala Assembly seat with cameraman Junaid, this is Panchanan Mishra for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, it's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Today we are using coal and conventional product for energy production, and these are not good for the environment. We should move towards the clean energy like silicon solar cell and other source of energy. My work is on the organic photovoltaic solar cell, and tomorrow you may see actually your clothes are entirely made up of the organic photovoltaic, very colorful, and it will produce the energy for you for your charging and other application. Keep watching my Eurocop program this week.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha Television. Well, the Delhi government has cancelled the license of Max Hospital Shalimar Bagh with immediate effect. The action is over alleged medical negligence, including the twins case in which one of the babies was found alive hours after being declared dead by the doctors.
The Delhi government has cancelled the license of Max Hospital Shalimar Bagh for alleged medical negligence.
क्रिमिनल नेग्लिजेंस को बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते किसी भी तरह की, और जो ये हुआ ये एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है। और इस हॉस्पिटल के साथ पहले भी इनको नोटिस इशू किए जा चुके हैं, ईडब्ल्यूएस के केस में भी, एडिशनल बेड्स के इशू में भी, वहाँ पर भी इनकी गलती पाई गई है। तो मैक्स शालीमार बाग हॉस्पिटल का दिल्ली सरकार लाइसेंस कैंसिल करती है।
The move comes after a 3-member inquiry panel formed by the Delhi government to look into the case of a premature baby wrongly declared dead found the hospital guilty of not following prescribed medical norms in dealing with newborn infants.
गलती हुई है, गलतियां होती हैं और गलतियों को कम करने के लिए मंथन होना चाहिए। सो आई थिंक ये मीडिया प्रेशर है या ये पब्लिक का आउटरीच है, और जो बोथ पब्लिक ये नहीं सोच रही है कि ऐसे अस्पताल बंद करने से पेशेंट डॉक्टर रिलेशनशिप में जो दूरी आ रही है वो और बढ़ जाएगी। सरकार को दोबारा से सोचना चाहिए, नहीं तो मैक्स को इसको चैलेंज करना चाहिए।
The case pertains to the birth of twins, a boy and a girl, on November 30th. The parents say the babies were declared dead by Max Hospital in Shalimar Bagh, even though it was later found that the boy was alive. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
There's a look now at some other news from across the country and nationwide. The Central Board of Direct Taxes has extended the date to link Aadhaar to permanent account number from December 31st, 2017 to March 31st, 2018. This is the third extension given by the government to individuals for mandatory Aadhaar card linking for various services and welfare schemes. But the last date for linking your mobile phone with Aadhaar remains February 6, 2018. Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh on Friday said the central government is committed to do its best to fulfill the aspirations of the Naga people for a brighter tomorrow. But the minister did not elaborate further on or mention the ongoing peace talks between the centre and National Socialist Council of Nagaland leadership for a permanent solution to the insurgency problem. BJP MP from Maharashtra, Nana Patole, has resigned from the Lok Sabha. Reports say that the MP who represents Bhandara Gondia seat in the state has sent his resignation to the Lok Sabha Secretariat. While no reasons for leaving have been divulged, reports claim that in August, Patole had criticized the BJP-led Maharashtra government for the way it was implementing the farm loan waiver scheme. After several rounds of negotiations, Britain and the EU reached a historic deal on Friday on terms of the Brexit divorce. The agreement now paves the way for EU leaders to open the second phase of Brexit negotiations covering trade talks and a transition period. European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker said it was a breakthrough, expressing confidence that the EU leaders will approve it. Here's more.
In a bid to move Brexit talks on to the next phase, British Prime Minister Theresa May struck a last-minute deal with the European Union on Friday. This after the European Commission gave its verdict, saying enough progress had been made to end an impasse over issues like the Irish border, the divorce bill and the citizens' rights. After intense talks through the night, the Commission agreed to allow a second phase of talks on future relations to begin, prompting the British Prime Minister to rush to Brussels.
On the basis of the mandate which was given to me by the European Council, the Commission has just formally decided to recommend to the European Council that sufficient progress has now been made on the strict terms of the divorce.
The British Prime Minister said she expected a formal agreement to be approved at the European Council summit, which begins on the 14th of December.
Getting to this point has required give and take on both sides. And I believe that the joint report being published is in the best interests of the whole of the UK. I very much welcome the prospect of moving ahead to the next phase to talk about trade and security and to discuss the positive and ambitious future relationship that is in all of our interests.
As per the deal, there will be no hard border with Ireland. Also, the European Union citizens in the UK and the UK citizens in the European Union will see their rights protected.
It's been finding the way through that enables us to deliver for citizens, to deliver on the financial settlement, and also, crucially, to deliver in relation to Northern Ireland that agreement on no hard border, but also respecting the constitutional and economic integrity of the United Kingdom. That's what we've been working to. That's what I believe this joint report sets out.
Has made significant commitments on the avoidance of a hard border after its withdrawal from the European Union. All of the EU27 stand firmly behind Ireland and behind the peace process.
European leaders hailed the deal reached between Britain and the EU. The breakthrough also pushed sterling to a 6-month high against the euro, adding momentum to an upswing in world stocks. Even Britain's FTSE 100 index, which normally falls when sterling rises because of high number of dollar earners on the list, edged higher. The divorce bill will amount to between 35 to 40 billion pounds. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, staying on with the international news now, large crowds rallied in Palestine on Friday in protest of US President Donald Trump's announcement recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. In Ramallah, hundreds attended the gathering in rejection of Trump's Jerusalem decision, with protesters shouting Jerusalem belongs to Palestine. One person was also injured as a scuffle broke out between Israeli security personnel and protesters in Jerusalem after Friday prayers. The police had to fire tear gas and disperse crowds.
في قلوبنا القدس، في كل المسلمين كافة، هي ليس للفلسطينيين فلحالهم، لكل 1.5 مليار مسلم في العالم. هذه مش لترامب ولا لليهود.
Well, the United Nations Security Council will be meeting today to deliberate on the US President's decision. At least 8 of the 15 members of the Security Council, including permanent members Britain and France, had asked for a special meeting of the world body. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres had said that Jerusalem was the final status issue and must be resolved through direct negotiations. The developments come after Trump on Wednesday recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. He also directed the State Department to immediately begin the process of construction of a US embassy in Jerusalem. Well, here are some more updates from across the world in Global Buzz. In Nepal, counting for the parliamentary and provincial assembly elections are on. The Left Alliance has so far won 3 parliamentary seats, while the opposition CPN-UML has won 2 seats. The 2-phase election is the first for the 7 provincial assemblies established under the constitution, which was adopted in 2015 after an initial rejection from ethnic groups in southern Nepal. Wildfires roared across Southern California for a 5th day on Friday, with new blazes leading to additional evacuations. 6 large wildfires have scorched 141,000 acres in the state this week. At least 5,700 firefighters from several agencies are working to contain the massive walls of flames. The fires have forced 190,000 people out of their homes. Republican Representative Trent Franks became the 3rd U.S. lawmaker to announce his resignation after being hit with ethics charges. 2 former staff members had complained about discussions he had with them about his efforts to find a surrogate mother. His announcement came hours after Democratic Senator Al Franken announced his resignation over harassment allegations. And finally, some sports news now, where India will face Argentina today in the semi-finals of the Hockey World League finals in Bhubaneswar. Argentina are the world's #1 team and Olympic champions. India and Argentina have so far played 46 games against each other, out of which India has won 26 games and Argentina has won 16, while 4 games ended in a tie. In fact, India were the only team that defeated Argentina in the 2016 Olympics. In the quarterfinals, India defeated Belgium 3-2 in the shootout after the game ended 3-all at the end of regulation time, while Argentina defeated England 3-2 in their quarterfinal on Thursday.
need to score.
The other semi-final will be played between Germany and Australia on Saturday, and the final is scheduled for Sunday.
India are celebrating. Akash Chitti's score saved it once more.
Well, that's it on this newscast. Do stay tuned for the big picture coming up on the other side of this short break.